Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A CloudFoundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Let me show you the data right, what I have given. That was for activated demo application. This is our group input mapping. If I go to JSON right, it is the same JSON. It's like one of our field. It was missing for the reconciliation field, right? What we are taking object JIT. And I have taken here entitled value. And the format, what we were passing earlier, right? That was causing issue because if you look at the document, what this one given here right, it is for the version 2023. That is the inner current version. And that is making the problem, like this, member has right. This member has seen concept, something it is new is It is not there in our older version. We have to accommodate with another version, right? That is, I am referring now a older version of the document. That is, let me open for you that. Saviynt Connect. If I open this connected document, this is little old, that is enough for 553. But this document, I cannot copy anything, but I can show you. If I try to search here group input mapping right, this is the format what I am passing now. Let's look at the example 1. Right. The same way, right? I am passing here what they have passed here. It is nothing. Let me know the same way I am passing here. Just you have to add. I will require attribute. And do the recon. Along with that, right, if I do. Go save and test connection. Here, what I am passing here again. Like only that custom property 1. Basically, I am passing the common name. This common name attribute of this. Let me refresh this connection. This common name attributed, that is up to entire name passing to custom property 1 which is true. And I get the description of this attribute. I am passing to this restriction attribute of our Saviynt. And it is a very distinguished name passing to the entire element value. Same way, object class is passing to custom property 2. And the distinguished name, again I am passing to the entire ID. Basically this entire intit. It is like a unique attribute. In your Saviynt, after passing this information all over here, right? I will save and test the connection. And I will go ahead and simply run the job. Let me before that create more entire element here. I will go to Server Manager. Open the Server Manager and go to Active Directory, User Computer. And here, let me create some more group. New group. I will group the group name here, which is not present literally. This group is created. Let me create one more group. These are the some group I created, right? And let's go and run our job. Again, how you want to go to run, right? Go to the job control panel here and go to data. In the application data import, click on action and start. Here I will be giving the Active Directory demo group. That is your security system. Action connection is automatically. What connection I am using? The job file will be full import. And import type I will be giving access. And run the job. Let me open the log also. The job is finished. Grab the log. Let me give 200. Last 200 I need to print. And if you see what it is giving the information. This is the information. This is sum of the entire. It is giving rate, which is updating. Basically, it is printing all the query and entitlement here. Right. Let me come to the apply directory and just refresh the domain. Reload entry. Right. And if I go to the end user, the maintenance, right, is, let me go ahead and search in my security system. Go to security system and open the security system, Active Directory demo. Go to endpoint. Open the endpoint name. And here, go to entitlement type. Right. Open the groups. You can see all the groups. Right. It is imported here. Total 50 groups. And same thing, we can search in the entitlement also. Click on the entitlement. You will see all the entitlement. It will be there instead of make. You will see this flow manager flow rate and your maintenance. Right? These all the same tenant. Entitlement you got imported. Now we are gonna manage this entitlement and will be assigning user this entitlement hours as you would rate. Let me create some of the user as well. We did the entitlement input and we have the entitlement in our list. We will assign the entitlement to the users. And we will do some request. Right. Earlier, we have done our create account JSON, where we have passed, We have assigned some of the user there. And to the application, let me go ahead again. To ask request right, request access of the and find any of the active user. Click on this user. Click on next, right? And search for activated. Now to cut, check out right. See in the select access upon right. You don't see anything. Basically, we are not able to select any of our entitlement. Let's go and modify our things that we will be able to. Request for entitlement. How you're gonna do that? Go to your end, admin menu right again. We have already seen this information earlier. Go to the security system. Open our security system. And if you go to end here, the approval workflow is there auto. That's not an issue. Let's go to your endpoint and open the Active Directory demo. If I go to the entire type right, see the groups. What we have the groups right. All the groups under that group, we have entire. Request option is none. Right away, we do not see any of entitlement. What we need to do? Simple make from not to drop down our table list. I will make it as a drop down or table. Let me give table option, right? And the records will save right. Go to here again. This is menu. Now you see all entitlement right. I do not want to see all entitlement. That means my requirement will be when user try to submit any request, entitlement which are requestable. That should be shown. Should be shown here, not all the entitlements. Select all the entitlements. Some of the entitlement right. What we have here? Many of the entitlement will be worthwhile. And many of the entitlement will be from different purpose. All the entitlement shouldn't be able to request by the end user. To stop that right and make few of the entitlement requestable. What I can do? Go to entitlement type again, right? This view detail option is there. Click. Once you click there, here you see there is a config for requestable entitlement in ARs. These attributed controls. What entitlement should be requestable in ARs? Simple I can write. This is ev.customProperty 1 equal to requestable. What I am mentioning, the custom property 1 for entitlement. E means entitlement value. Basically this EV, it is an object of your entitlement value. What is your entitlement value? Entitlement value contain all your entitlement. It's a table name. Entitlement value. Let me open my skill workbench. In your Saviynt. If you go, whatever entitlement we are requesting here, right? We saw all this entitlement. If I go to the endpoint again, right in the endpoint, all the entitlements imported right. Basically, These all entitlements are stored under your entitlement value table. Just to confirm, click here right on any of the entitlement. If you click here right, it will take you to the entitlement value tables. Right and the key 262.78266278. All this entitlement, these are stored under your entitlement value. Right if I do? Select star from entitlement underscore values. Now if you select iterate, you will get all the entitlement whatever it there. Scroll down to the right. You will see the entitlement value column name. Or discipline will be also there. That is, if you go as per the discipline name, right? I tell me number of entitlement are there. If you want it, figure it out based on your endpoint, right? Simple. Let me go one more back, right? You see this is endpoint equal to 43. Come back to your MySQL workspace. Where is the endpoint table key? Entitlement ID. Let me simple do description. Copy the table name right and search it. Scroll down and see. Display name. And that meant type key. It should have the endpoint mentioned. See data column, see the entitlement value key. Scroll down little bit. If it is not giving that, I can simply we can simply give the entitlement type. If I go to here, go to the entitlement type. Open the group right. This is the entitlement value key. After that, confidentiality and entitlement type key. If I go to the entitlement types right, this do a description of your entitlement types. Let's see it. This is the name. Here they are giving the endpoint key and your Entitlement type key. Your entitlement type. Now search this one right. Resource to entitlement right. Lot of like groups. Is there right? What is your entitlement type here? It is groups. We have number of groups. Basically, we have to search the endpoint key. Endpoint key for is 43 right. Key 43. For this endpoint 43. What is the entitlement type? Now, if I go here, right? This is your entitlement type key 128. Eventually, we have to give you entitlement type key. Select. Entitlement type key. And your. This is again coming back to your entitlement value, right? Entitlement value key. Entitlement values. Your display name. From entitlement. Entitlement values. Where your entitlement type key equal to date. Now you search it. You are getting all the entitlement. What is there for our Active Directory application? You can see your entitlement will be there if I separate it right. Sort it. Flow manager flow rates are right. And your maintenance will get it right. These all are entitlement. You can see it here. Which key you searching here? Using your groups. This groups is nothing but your entitlement type. It is coming from a different table. And your entitlement right. This is coming from your entitlement value table. This way, you can write identify or your entitlement. If I go right, I was there like you know. If I go to entitlement type, if I want to make some of the entitlement requestable right, simply you have to click here and here. I will give E property 1 equal to any keyword you can write. I am just writing request. What does it mean? I am telling. If any of the entitlement custom property 1 has a value request right, they will be those entitlement will be requestable and it will show here for me to be request right. Now just update it. After updation, again go to your security system. Open your Active Directory demo application right and go to the endpoint. Open the endpoint. Go to entitlement tab now. Any of the entitlement right which you want to be as soon as a requestable entitlement I have created right. It is such that it flow rates up this entitlement. Open this entitlement. Go to the other attribute. In the custom property 1 right, I will just write down request. And in the other customer attribute, other attribute right, this custom property 1. It is storing your entitlement name. It is basically storing the entitlement value. What I can do instead of that, right? The custom property 1 or the custom property, which is empty. I will here give a custom property 4 and update it. Now, if you go to your entitlement, open your entitlement right in the other attribute. In custom property 4, I request, and scroll down and update it. And again go to your show entitlement. In the other attribute, in the custom property 4, type request and update it. After updating now, these two entitlements are requestable, right? Let's see. Custom property 4. The spelling is correct. Now if I go to request again, right? Go to your request home. Basically, I will go to IaaS and then the request home here. I will request again. Go to request access further. Now pick any of the user. Click on next. Right, and I will be choosing my application. Activate it to demo. Add it to cart. Go to checkout. Now you see only those two entitlements. What I choose to be requestable and this layer. Those are the link here. This is most required, right? When we are working in a real-time project, that time you will be seeing not all the entitlement which is requestable. Some of the entitlement which is birthright, those are not requestable at all. You cannot request them because that's a critical application or critical entitlement, right? I will be giving access to this user, right? 39C1. Simple. Click on add, right? Once you click on add, click on next. Write some business justification here. I will write. Same also write it here. And submit it. Once you submit it, right? If I go to view status, you see there is 2 request code generated. One is for add account, right? Because this user doesn't have any Active Directory account. That is why, right? And both are approved, right? If I go to task, it would have generated 2 tasks. One is for new account. One is for add access. This is for your new Active Directory demo account. And this is for your entitlement. In Saviynt, right? We talk like, if you do not have any account, you try to request for any of your entitlement. That time it will be generated automatically and work on task, which is, it is a dependent task. Now if I try to process all this task, right, either you can copy which we saw, or you can directly run this application, Active Directory demo. Right now go to job control panel. Right. When you are in job control panel and in the utility, go to utility, scroll down, in RT job, right. Go to accent and start now. Here provide your secret system, Active Directory demo, and in the show option, task type, give new account as your and submit it. The job is over. Let me grab the log right and go back to you. Request ID right. Request. Refresh it. Go to the task right. Both the tasks right are completed. This is the user right. It is for your 3961 right. If I go here, again refresh it. Reload the entry. And now go to your user. Expand. What is the username here? It was day. Chase right. This is the user. If just click on the user right. And you can see this user is a part of your CN equal to floor HR right. This is a member of attribute. You can see. This is a member of. Now this attribute. See when same information you can view. If you click on this, CN equal to floor HR. This group right. If I expand it and click on here, HR. Right, you see there are two accounts. A part of this group. One is CN equal to Dale. And another is CN equal to test 1, test 1, 2, 3. This is how you're gonna assign an access to the user. One thing, if you see in the task history right, if you go autos QC, when we are raising any request, right, that thing it is getting out or we do not have any workflow, right, ID. There will be workflow right, which at least it should go to your manager, right? To do that right. How you can achieve that? When I submit a request right, it should go to first approval of my manager. Ideally in your real-time project, what is to happen? Right. If I have an application, let's say if this is my application, name is Active Directory right. And this Active Directory application, I want to provision right to a user. Let's say the username is ABC, right? BC user. Also, when he's there in your access now, he should have the manager as an right. Every person has a manager. Let's say Active Directory application has two entitlement. One is your which a flow manager, right? And other one is your like HR person, manager. To get access to the flow manager, I should mention right, if you are requesting any of the entitlement in your Active Directory, first it should be approved by this manager. In the real-time application, when we're working for a project, each and every request approved by first manager first. If manager approved, then only the request should be or the class should be generated. Otherwise, if manager rejected that request or he didn't approve, just shouldn't be getting access. To configure that, how you gonna configure? Let's see. How we can configure a workflow. Basically, we'll configure this workflow for our Active Directory application. Remember, you can create approval workflow globally for all the application. Whatever application we saw here, right? If I go to my security system, you see all this approval workflow, right? For all the application, we can configure the workflow globally. But globally thing, it is not accepted actually. In the real time, It should be a. Right, for application which we should configure it. I should configure workflow. For this application only, right, that is activated demo. To do that, just again, you have to click the admin right. Expand it. And you see there is a workflow here. In the workflow list. Right. There is workflow listed there. Right. And in the exam, create a new workflow. Once I click here, you see lot of pre-available workflow you have. Basically, these all are requests. I can see. If whatever you need, you have to just drag and drop and make a workflow. First thing first, right? You have to give the workflow name. What is the workflow name? I will give Active Directory Manager. Work. After giving the name, drop the start button here. By default, first the start should come right. After that, our request should go to your manager, right? I will give it. Drag a manager workflow here, right? Once you drag it, just make a connection here too. Right. Once you give the manager workflow here, right? The possibility that might come, right? See, managers can be approved the request, right? Second one, manager can reject the request. And third one, he can escalate to somebody. If the approved if manager is approving. What should happen? It should grant access. Drag the grant access button right. Hard it to here. If manager reject the request, what should happen? It should reject the request. Just drag. There is a request to here. Here what name I should give? I will give some name like, and here I will give the writ. And for the manager, I'll give a name here. Manager. True. This is the sample workflow, right? What I'm giving here. All the thing. We should have the end, but it's your approval. Workflow is ended. This adjust it and scroll down little. And your workflow is ending here. Attach this one to your end. And this is ending here. Save it. Once you save it, this workflow, click on Send Approval. This workflow, it is sent for approval and you have to again click on. The second method is your approval workflow. And here it is sending pending approval state, right? Just in the action menu, click on Accept it. And write some connection, some comment. Needed, whatever comment write. Disposable. Now this workflow, it will be loaded. Click on the workflow list again. And you see Active Directory Manager workflow. If you have any of the error right, you won't be able to load it. It will throw any error if you have any error. What I can do now? The workflow is ready. I'll again go to the security system. In the security system, open your security system. In the security system, and if you scroll down, you see this access to our other workflow, right? It was auto-approved. Instead of auto-approve, the approval workflow, what we created, Active Directory Manager workflow. Attach this one now. Even for the removal also, I'll be attaching the same workflow. After attaching it, right, just click on Update now. We will raise a request for a new user. Now, if you request for this user, what will happen? If the manager is blank, always remember in your access node, if you are raising a request, your application at approval workflow, that is for manager approval, but your manager is not there. He is inactive that time. Your request will be always assigned to your admin user instead of manager. Now, these are the user who has the manager right. Simple. I can take this user for my request. Copy this username. And you see the manager who is there. This is. Let's see this manager active or not. First, copy this manager. I will do one thing. I will right click here and duplicate tab. And go to your user menu and search for the manager. The manager is active. Take this user or copy the username. We'll submit a new request for this user. Go to the AS menu. In the rise, your request form will be selected. Go to the access further. Now give this user ID. After using the user ID, click on the bot. Select the user. Click on Next. And choose your applicants. Or go to Checkout. Now, these are the two entanglement available. I'll add one more entanglement right and after I click on Next. And write some of the business. And after writing, simply submit the request. Now you see the request is submitted, right? If I click the scroll down, see the request now is going to pending approval. And to whom the request is assigned, right? How you can view that? This is showing this manager approval task. Crew task. It is being assigned to the user manager. And who is the manager? Manager is G. Yik. And who is the requester, right? It is link. Request access for this user. Jamash, right? And this is for your Active Directory endpoint and assign is this person. Now what I'll do? I have to log in as this user to approve this request, right? Simple copy the username, right? Let me show you something. Here, instead of letting the other tab right, and simple click on the admin menu. Open this three dot. Go to add function. Click on the admin function. Right. Search the manager user. For this manager user, right, if I want to approve these requests, right, whatever request is assigned to the manager, right, I should be able to log in as a manager. For that, I have to what I can do? I have to go to the admin function. Right. Open this user. Right. Once you search the user, click on manage. And there is a offset and reset password. Click here and give a default password. some default password I'm giving here. Once I give a default password, click on Save. And the password is reset to successfully. What I can do is copy this user ID, right? This is your username is different. And what is this? $60, right? Let me open it again. It is a display name. This is your username. Let me open Incognito tab now. Click on Incognito tab. Now hit the URL again. This time I'll be logging as this admin user. Sorry, this is a manager user. Now give the password. Click on Login. It is denying this username. I believe if I go back, right, maybe it is searching this user. To give the username this one. Wait. I forgot the password I set. I'll set the password again. Go to admin function. Search this user and manage password. Reset password. I'll give something else. It will be capital D. Six. Save it. Now put the username and go to the Incognito tab. Give the username and the password T and L. 6. Again, it will be asking the username. Let me give that. Your old password. Right. 76. New password TNL. 8345. ID enter at 8345. Just click some next. It is asking some of the security system, right? What is your favorite color? Simple. I'm giving some color. And the path name. I'm giving here name. And save it. Now I can see the manager persona, right? Where the manager can view the request, right? See if you go here, right? This is your dashboard menu. Now it's called here, right? You see. There is a request approval button here, right? Click on this request approval. Or how you can view. If you go to request form, simply click on here. You see the request approval button will be here. If you open this, you see there is a new account pass got assigned to the user, right? I need to upload this, approve this task, right? How you can do that? If you open this, right? Just open that request, right? What you see here? It is telling the request has been submitted. For the standard access CN equal to flow manager, just click on accept account, right? Just approve it. I am just approving it. I am just accepting the account as well as I am accepting the hard access also. This is for your entitlement. Simple accepted. I write in the comment here. Accepting it. Now finally, once you accept this, you have to click accept or one by one. And you can click on the confirm button. Once you confirm, it will be gone from your queue, right? And how you can view that? Whatever the request you approve, simply click on the request history. Once you click on the request history, you see a lot of requests or the request, right? Just request and submit it based on the submission date. You can see it is view for here, right? Request for this person and requested by who requested. Admin person requested for this user and it is completed now. Now if I go to other tab, in the other tab, right? In this show request pending approval earlier, right? Now refresh it. Refresh the node. You see it is approved. What is the manager write in the command approving it and accepting it? Once the request is approved. Now if you go to the task menu, you see the 2 tasks will be generated. And it is for a new account and it is for your add access and it is for your entitlement. Same way, I can go to the job control panel. Click on the job control panel. Click on again. And in your provisioning job, click on start. And give your security system name here. And give the new account type and add access type as well. And submit it. Let this job, wait a few to finish. The job is finished. Now, if I go to the request menu, right? I can refresh it or simply just refresh it. And if you scroll down right, again go to the task menu. You see both the tasks are completed, right? See if the tasks are completed. Just copy the username. Go to your admin. And in the identity repository, open the user now. This is the user. Go to your account tab. And you see this Active Directory demo. It is provisioned. Open this user now. Go to your associate entitlement. You can see the entitlement being associated with the user. Even same information you now refresh here. You go to your associate directory. Right click and reload entry. And in the CN equal to user. This is the user, right? If click here, you can see he is a member of this floor manager entitlement. This is how, right, you can manage the workflow. Right? This workflow. You can manage and you can create your workflow. Even you can extend. Also, you can create a workflow for the application owner as well. Basically, it should go in the 2 steps. Managers should approve your request. If I am raising a request, first it should go to my manager. Right. Once my manager approve it, again it should go to the application owner. For the application owner, you can try and let me know What else? You know how this is required. Try that and let me know if you won't be able to, and I can help on that. That is also very simple. How you can manage for the approval work for your application. Owner, right, simple. You can assign a 1 or 2 replicas. If I open the security system, I look for the directory demo, right? Now if I go to your and open the endpoint, right? Here you see owner button, right? You have to simple add a 1 here for your application. Request owner type. Request owner type. Do we have the request owner type in the world? What resource owner type is the entitlement type, role type, map type, account. If I go to the security system, application owner, it is asking something else for me. I think it is not required. Endpoint again. Please select owner type or request owner type. Do we have the owner type here? No, right? Request owner type, owner type. Here we have right. This is user. And if I click add now, right, you can choose any of the owner here. Once you assign the owner this Adam C, right, all the requests if you raise for your owner or for this application, it should assign to this owner first. If owner approve it, right, then it should, go for the second level approval. How you gonna configure, right? Just go to your approval workflow again, right? Let me update this one first. Your Active Directory demo endpoint is updated. Go to simple workflow or refresh this one. This is not loading at all. Let me go to other menu. Go to your approval workflow. Click on the approval workflow list. Right? This is the workflow we created earlier. Just you have to edit it. You see, there is a resource owner approval, right? Here you just drag it here, right? And give a name here. App owner approval. After giving a name, type of approval. This is all owner approval required, right? If you give any owner, no, it should be all owner. And simply just drag this button to here. And I want to place after the manager approval here, right? Little drag here and place this thing here. The flow, it will be first. It should come to the start. It should approve by your manager, right? If manager approve it. If manager approve it. It should go to your resource owner approval. Symbol. You see this? This is a symbol, right? Click on it. It will cut right. Now, from here approve. Once manager approve, it should go to your resource owner. Back to here. Now, if the resource owner approve it, let's say he approve it. Then it should give access to grant access right. If it is it here right? If it is, it should go to reject menu. Now, in the same case, suppose you requested right manager. Approve it. It should go to task owner. Approval means is the second level. If it is, it means directly. Right? It should reject. This would be the same way. Right and same. You are also ending simply. For approval cases, we are adding one more approval cases. It should ask me the role rank also, but it is not there. Because this is an older version, I believe. All owner approval record after given task. Symbol can save it. Once you save right, your approval will be saved. Now again click on send approval. Once you click on the send approval, it will be visible under your approval workflow approval. And click here. Click on accept it that it will get load. And click on submit. Once this is done, your approval workflow, it will be getting loaded right. And now, let's do it. Another request. I'll go again. I'll click on the address menu. Again, I'll request a access for other. And I'll choose one more user. The user must have a managed rate. I'll choose this user. Click on next. And choose your application now or search your application. Click on add. Click on checkout. And select any of the entire equipment. Click on next. Give some business distribution. Approve it. And sync. Right, hit the comments. And submit it. Now, if you view it right. First, it is going for your manager approval. Who is the manager now? It's Joy, right? J2 is the manager, John, the way. Copy this manager. Go to your admin function again, right? Click on admin. Now again come back to your admin function. Go to your admin function. Search this user right. Because we have to log in as a manager to approve this request right. Click on manage. Reset password. For this user, we'll reset the password. I'm giving some password. And save it. The password is resetted. Now again I'll go to the incognito window, right? Here I'll be logging as a manager now. Simple logout. Login again. Leave the user ID manager, user ID. And log in here. Give the username again here. Reset the password. I have to give the whole password. And give the new password. And click on next. Select the question. Give the question answer right. I'll write some random question answer here. Some username. Save it. Now we landed off in your manager case. Same way I can go to the fix approval. Click on request approval. Right. You see, This is the request, right? Open this request. Either one by one you can set, right? Set account. Then I set the access, or simple I can accept all. And write the comment approving it. Once you accept it, if you go down right, you see the manager approval task. What will task it is saying for me? Simple confirm it. Finally, once you confirm, write the request is approved. Now I can go to the other menu, right? Now in the other menu, if you go to show request, right? Earlier it was for manager approval task. Simple refresh it. When I refresh it, see, now it is coming to application owner approval task. Again, it went to another person, right? Who is the application owner? I think it went to admin. It shouldn't have gone to that manager approved task. App owner approval task, right? It is auto approve. Do we not give any rank to the user? That's why it happened. I believe if I go to the end point, right? In this owner, it has some problem with the user, I believe. Let me search this Adam, see? That is why. It is going to admin approval. I think there is no problem here. I have done with the user. If I search it right, log file. Let me give the log file. There is no error. Also, I see something it is selling. Application owner type is null. That's why it is got assigned to your manager. Basically the manager, right? Owner type, it is actually missing. That is why it is throwing the error. It got assigned to admin. Go to the application. App isn't great. Go to endpoint. This is older version actually. That's why it is not asking the owner type also. Basically, like alright. Resource owner type, user right. I gave it. Or it was not saved. Owner, resource owner. We gave the resource owner, right? Not the owner actually. Basically in our workflow, we have given the not owner. Resource owner basically. If I go to my workflow right, or come back to the menu and go to your admin, click here. This is a little older version, that's why. If I open my workflow right, just edit your workflow. We added the resource owner right. It should be resource owner, not the owner actually for us. Resource owner. I'm giving this and resource owner type is the user. If I try to submit a new request, let's see. Resource owner type is user. Let me submit a new request and see. I'll go to admin again now, right? Or go to us. Request access further. I'll choose this user now. This is demo user. Add to cart right. And add any of the entitlement. Click on next. Write some random comment. Here I'm writing and submit the request. Click on the view status right. First it went for the manager request. As user right. This is your manager. Copy the manager ID. Go here. Click on the admin. Now you have to reset the password again for the manager. Simply click on manage. Reset password. I'm setting some of the random password. Click on save. Let me go to the other menu, right? And log out here. Logging in. Give the manager ID. Let me set the password again. 234. 1234. Click on next. Select this security question. I'll get some answer here. This is your manager request. This user doesn't have any access. View the menu. Why it is not there? Because he doesn't have any sub-role. That's why I believe. This ignore the sub-role part as of now. I'll talk to you later. The role end user. It is not there. I mean tweet. Go to the relogin. This has a problem. This user. What I can do? I can request again for the same application for the old user. Let me do that. We've been adding the user here, right? It's not allowing. Let me add the user. Let me pick any other user right or any other user, for already we submitted the request. Also, I can pick any of the user, right? This user. 252 already we have taken, I believe. Even this user we can consider. Go to your request menu, right again. Request access for other. Pick this user now. And give the application name. Click on checkout. Select the entitlement. Click on next. Click on submit. Click on view state now. This user, I believe already we have a password for this user. I have to close this window and open another. Intake. Give this username. Password is wrong. Now the request is raised for this user, right? If I go to request approval, this request we raised. New account and your access right is assigned to your manager. I have login as a manager here. And this is for which user? This is for your Tove free test 1. Test 1. This is the user request, right? Click on this one. Right now click on accept all. And it's a comment here. After that, click on confirm. This request is approved. If I go back here again, right? Manager approved as simple. Manager approval task is done, and again it's another task, application owner approval task. If I go, say it is pending with this manager, Adam C. Once this man application owner now approve the request, right? Then only the task will be generated. Now you see, right, how this requested is going for this 2-level approval. First it was for a manager. Once manager approve it, now it is going for your application owner. I'll show you the approval workflow again, right? For the application owner, maybe I went to one more tab, another tab. Maybe you have confused. I'll show you again for the application owner. Approval task. This is your little older version. That's why. It is telling the application should have a owner as well as resource owner. But in your upcoming person, you see there is only one owner will be there. And this owner also, you can choose a rank also for that owner. Instead of you have 2 resource, owner and owner. This owner is, just for having a owning purpose. An actual request is happening for your resource owner. Right. If you come back to your request, where it went. Here, right. Let me log in as a manager. And let me approve it. Then only you will be seeing. Right. Your 2 of the task is generated. Your pending task. It will be generated for your account as well as for your. Sorry for your this entitlement. Simply copy this. Username, right. In the last name, you see this Adam and Srinath, right? This is your first name. This is your last name. And in the bracket, this is called username. If you copy this username, right, you have to reset the password of this user first. Go to here. Again, go to your admin function, right? Or come back here. Click on admin. Go to your identity repository admin function, and open this user. Click on manage. I set the password right. Type here then, what the rate 1, 2, 3 and add that 1, 2, 3. Save it. Now if I go to your incognito tab, I will log out this user, right? Log in again. Give this user ID. Now reset the password again. Give the old password. Type the new password. Click on next and set the challenge question right. This challenge question, what is required? If you forgot write something, write your password if you forgot in the future. You can remember the security question and reset your password by your own. Now you have login as application owner, right? I can click here and go to request approval. Or I can click in the request approval. If I go here, you see, this is required, right? This is the recent request rate. 6/12. Submission date. It is March 15. June. These are the 2 requests which is submitted. And for our application, right, Active Directory demo, right, this is our request. Let me confirm if this is the request or not. Where the request ID went. Let me go to the request history. Assign. This is the request. First it was manager approval. It is approved. Then it went to approval owner, right, for the application owner, and it is in pending. This is the request ID. And what is the request ID? We saw here, right? This is request ID, it is 44322. Go to your in Canada. 44322, this is your request ID. Open this request. Right. And you see the same thing, right? It came for the application owner. Click on accept or write. Write some comment here. And confirm it. Now the request is approved. If I go back again to my original tab here, earlier it is for manager which is already approved. Now it is with approval owner. Right? It was in pending. Just refresh it. Now if you go to the approval owner task, right, it is approved now. Once it is approved, immediately it generated the task for me. This new task. For one is for your new account and another phrase your access. Once you approve the process, this request, your account will be generated or created in your target application. This is how you can deal with your manager workflow or your application and this approval workflow, right? Basically, you will see in the real time. You have a different kind of approval workflow for your business purpose. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.